But when it comes to institutions, whether the Assam Rifles or the Manipur Police, what is really dangerous is that depending on which member of the community you're in, you look at the institution with suspicion. So you've seen members of the Meitei community take on the Assam Rifles, you've seen members of the Kuki community take on the Manipur Police. And that is, how can you enforce law when law enforcement agencies, when men and women in uniform, depending on which community you're in, look at you with suspicion?
Yeah, Barkha, first of all, if we hold back these community dimensions a little, but let's look at an institutions. When the institution like the police is not able to function and it's been splitted on communal line, it shows that the state has collapsed at one level. And particularly the armed forces and Assam Rifles has its own legacy. So, even the regular army, that there's a loss of trust among sections of the population. That's a very unfortunate development when the institution like the army, the paramilitary, and the police does not function or does not enjoy the trust of the people. That itself is an indication that the people don't trust the state. And when you don't have the state, when the state doesn't have that kind of a trust in this populace, it becomes dangerous for a democracy and for a republican order. And I think I look at it in this fashions. That's the way the officials should have handled this image. They should have tried to build trust with the population rather than presenting themselves as siding with one community or the other in this conflict. I think it's the utter responsibility of the officers who are in charge of these forces, as well as the government, both in Delhi and Imphal, to ensure that the state institutions enjoy the trust of the people and they're able to function effectively and efficiently as they should be.
We saw the CBI just submit a report related to a video that first showed us women at the epicenter of this horrible internal war, as you call it, and these were women who had been sexually assaulted on camera. The CBI has been scathing about the role of the Manipur police. Did you have a chance to look at that? And if so, what do you say?
I have a look at that, but I have no doubt that the Manipur police has collapsed as an institution, as a functional institution. In fact, people see that police has sided with the Meiteis, but you should remember that police in Churachandpur is accused of being sided with the Kukis right from the day one. So the Manipur police has been splitted. So is the bureaucracy in some sense on communal line. I mean, that is nothing to be happy about. As a functioning Republican democracy, we cannot allow institution like police to be communalized to that extent and allowed to be dysfunctional. I think rather than jumping and then saying that the police has been siding with X community or Y community, we should be worried that the institution of the state has collapsed. I mean, that should be the concern for all of us, and how to ensure that the police becomes functional. And what are the ways to talk about it? I think that's the way we should look at this moment.
You are a prominent member of the Meitei community. If you had to write a roadmap for how to build bridges between the two communities, is it still possible? Is it still possible at this juncture, or are the personal divisions too deep? Because even at the height of the crisis, I would meet Meiteis who'd say some of my best friends are Kukis and the other way around. Are people still saying that, or have people stopped saying that?
No, first of all, I think we also producing a particular kind of discourse which to me seems like justifying and consolidating the divide. We must not forget that the Nagas and the Kukis have killed each other much on larger scale than the present crisis. And they have slaughtered each other and destroyed places of worship and villages, but still they're back to living together. And so is in South Asia, for thousands of years, there has been caste animosities, but we still dream about living together. And there are Muslims and Hindus fought over partitions, and it's remnant, vestigial violence we have seen, but we still live together. But I think that in that sense, as long as we are a member of the same country, we are the same citizens, I think one should not insist that we cannot live together, and there should be a way to find it
No,
out.
I very much hope that we can all live together. That is my
Yeah,
hope.
it is possible. I mean, at the moment, it might look difficult. जो हिंदी में कहता है ना, मुश्किल जरूर है, लेकिन नामुमकिन नहीं है. That's the attitude that I have. It may be difficult at this moment, as it seems, but we should not give up. It's not impossible. We have lived together for so long as a member of the same society and member of the same country. Why shouldn't we be able to bridge the gap again once more?